This is going to be my first upload to the channel, VOD wise. If there's any point where I go silent, I'm new to this, so por favor, forgive me. It's siguiente la hora time. I'm really hoping that they don't take off his hat and he's just like stupid underneath. But I'm gonna just jump right into it. Yeah, ignore this. I've been really annoying for like the past week to a lot of my friends. I've just been sending Bamboo Headed Kim art all the time because I'm actually obsessed with them. But I'm like both excited and scared because I really just like don't know what they're gonna do here in this canto, or sorry, Intervallo. I'm excited because it's setting up for Marisol, but I'm also like scared because it's setting up for Marisol. It's like this, it's like the duality of you like a character, but you don't want to see them be adapted horribly. It's like I have faith, but how far is that faith going to carry me in this instance? But I'm going to be reading because, of course, there's no voice acting. But I'm not doing voices, not at least until my my wifey does it with me. So you'll have to wait for that. No, wait. For this one, we should go about it like... No, Heathcliff's been in the Vanguard for too long. I should pull him back and let him hold on. Let me see if I can make the... No, I can't. What does this do? I don't know. Okay. Dante. Huh? Oh, sorry. Did you say something? I provided you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observable response. Is the Sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things aren't that bad, but it's just hard to focus on one conversation when I'm trying to support battles happening in completely different places at once. On top of that, Raja's shopping chatters started to get a little distracting. A few days after we entered N-Corp's district, the bus pulled over in the back streets of N-Corp to take care of the distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the LCD team, but distortion suddenly started cropping up all over the area in the back streets called Butter Street. Alright, man, I really don't know what to do for this name, so let's just like, what we got in the kitchen? Without any coherent pattern, no obvious point of origin or route of spread, nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the sinners into several groups to send them out. Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote. Okay, it's literally, yeah. Alright, go my obvious Blade Lineage team. Cool. Heathcliff, Gregor, and Honglu. Alright, send out my obvious Yaoi team. And I guess Yuri. I don't know. I don't really see it. I don't see the vision here. And our onboard stock scrapped down to the bottom. Raji and Ryoshu, who were done with their share of the suppression work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the... Oh wow, they just cleared. Okay. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get through the consultation sessions I'd been putting off, and thought I might as well get myself some much needed practice with handling the golden bow power I'd acquired. To reiterate, there are no issues requiring special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several occasions... Wait, hold on. Okay, never mind. Expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but This was not the first time Foss seemed unlike herself. There had been times before when she'd spent far longer alone than usual, lost in thought, moments when she could not produce immediate answers to questions from the other sinners in me. Could it be you can't access the Gazelle shaft? May I? Whoa. Why is she referring to herself in the I instance? Wow. Stupid Faust. Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears there remain occasions on which you are still capable of surprising Faust Dante. So I was right. You really are cut off from the Gazelle shaft. That was not intended as a confirmation of your conjecture. Maybe she's saying that she can technically access the Gazelle shaft. It may as well be that she can't. I wish I could ask more to get to the bottom of it, but the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that prying wouldn't give me any further insight. Right. I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall we move on? Yes, your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that memories concerning the individuals designated as Sor and Ren currently remain only with you, Dante. Oh, okay. I mean, we knew that, but still, I'm kind of like the fact that they're like actually touching on the fact that we do know, at least, because everybody else would forget since she cut them in half. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only one left with intact memories, huh? That's right. Despite K-Corp's memory wipe procedure, Catherine's erasure by the Golden Bow's power, and Arayashiki severing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what transpired. That makes me curious about like the future of how we're going to perceive like why can we remember stuff that is reality shattering? Like Arayashika doesn't just erase people, it erases the existence of them ever being. Like, I don't know if it's like a past future and like whatever, but it's definitely something a little bit more than just memory erasure. But ironically enough, the memories I had prior to swapping my head, yeah, I was about to say, like, well, I can't remember that. Why won't my old memories come back though? Is it because of this clockhead? Speculation based on your experience with the bus team thus far will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, manager. Inductive reasoning, conducted from memories with gaps after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Would serve as an adequate analogy. Yeah, the little buddies from the Walpurgis. Wait, no, those are were the bongies the little head crabs? I don't remember. Yes, bongi. Receiving feed and increasing its body mass alone will provide it with no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its rearing. Even at the terminal stage, when exposed to kitchen instruments and the heat of the stove, its limited experience would prove inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. That's a lot of words, and I understood like maybe 20% of what you just said. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you will have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is your allotted mission. Because treasure awaits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And that treasure will give me back my memories in my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road, you'll be able to engrave your aspect. Wait. Hold on one lickety split minuto. Let me. pretty sure. That sounds familiar. Engraving your aspect. Where have I heard that from? What is it from? It's probably this game, bro. But I feel like I've heard that before in like one of their previous. I don't know. I'm LARPing a series that I've played through. I still have no idea exactly what aspect means. Okay, I have heard it. Just stupid. Means, or even whether it's an object. But I know one thing. It's that the me from before all this began had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately. It's more like an instinctive knowledge. But with my memories gone, that feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another word with no discernible mental image. And you're not going to tell me what it is, are you? The aspect? What it means, or why I wanted it so much? If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I am unable to tell you. Hey, no mind. You are still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observation suggests that you have yet to arrive at that level. Well, I've gotten pretty used to focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several places at once is a bit tough. I just added a word by myself. Otis's team is doing well in combat even without my direct supervision, and Rodia's team is shopping and not engaging in combat at the moment. Taking my head off them would prove much easier, but that wouldn't give me the much needed practice, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on every center status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You would be able to cast a wider net when information gathering and employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. I'd also be able to tell when it's a bad time to call someone in too. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. Yep, pulling Heathcliff to the Heathcliff. Yep, Heathcliff to the rear was the right call. I don't see any injuries. His team's still doing pretty well, even without my directions. As for Rhodia, wait, she just stuffed all the pastries and bread she bought into her pockets. Biblical levels of greed. How does she manage to have a huge baguette? I noticed this group. Let's see. Looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD. And that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust, there's a dude I've seen before, but he seems a bit different. Different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them too. Let's end the consultation here. This is rather presumptuous, Dante. If the incident is of a serious nature, perhaps a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an incident. Though I wouldn't say it's not serious. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Siente la hora. Alright, what are the rewards for this? 2-star. Like, I don't get why they even try. Like, if he's an event ID, why mask him as a 3-star? If he's obviously supposed to be a 2-star. I just don't, that doesn't make any sense to me, because like the main purpose of them getting rid of 2-stars was so that they could put them on banners. And then they released 3-stars and they're like, well, I mean, we're this far gone. It was This is going from bad to worse, really. Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis's command calls have been working out well enough, I'll give her that. We've managed to hold the line better than expected, We're definitely starting to feel a strain. Why are you waving the hand all the... arm and hand signals? Huh? What signals? What's swinging the arm sideways even supposed to mean? You don't know? It's scatter, damn it, so scatter! Lake crash. That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it, even rookies with nothing but the most rudimentary of military training would have recognized a hand signal that basic. Well, we're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Verily, the flourish of a single hand doth indeed make boast of a chivalric elegance. Yet when thou suddenly wavest thine arm about, clenching and unclenching thy hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turn tail, soft I am left bereft of understanding what thou meanest to say. To think that all the personnel on the team, only the swabby has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. I only picked it up during my sailing days, and realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? This is unacceptable. After all the operations, all of you have been deployed under my lead. You're still ignorant when it comes to nonverbal signals. I don't think even Dante would know those signals. Yep, might as well be splitting hairs, literally. Let us appease our agitated hearts and follow Miss Otis's instructions. We should disperse and withdraw. Brigantine landing. Hey, pretty cool, huh? Let's face it. I know how to make one heck of an entrance. Whoa, aren't you supposed to be cleaning up the distortions upstairs? Oh, finito a million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're welcome. Split by your thundering descent, the floor's form and shape are now crushed beyond bending, sunken deep enough to be likened to an incipience of a wellspring. Don't you worry your head about it. That's all after teams to take care of. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your landing neutralized the last of the distortions outside of the building. Great. Can you check the distorted peeps' faces and clothes? Their faces are all segmented. Makes my skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire, this one appeareth to be a sweeper, and that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer. In this distortion I landed on, probably a local resident, judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a big pop and flash? Nay, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This suppression request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice neat plan before we start poking it too hard. A plan, sayest thou? How? How is this not a mere matter of slaying distortions where they stand? Huh? Wait, did nobody brief you? This has often been the structure of our assignments. We are given instructions, we perform them, and only afterward do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the task to which we have committed our hands. Really? Well, guess every department has their own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? Only our new girl. This time, that dude, Mr. Bamboo-Hatted Kim's. Yeah! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT! Huh? He's okay now? Sure he is. You'll be surprised once you see just how okay he is now. That worries me. It's like, it's like go upstairs and he's just like in a wheelchair. It's like, bro, they can replace her arm, but they can't replace my legs. What's worse, my pingaling's gone. To be precise, I believe Miss Ungdo stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. Ah, that. Huh? You'll get to see it once you see him. Wait. I don't even know how I did that in the sentence. I feel like we'll just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. Great. Oh my goodness. Oh, Piccolo, hold my aura. Aha! You have arrived. It's blinding. There's like add spotlights. It's so bright, the midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is rather agreeable. No, this is not sunlight. Because unlike this, there is more to the sunshine than its warmth. Okay. Okay, I'm happy they repeated that line. Because if they just legit kept that and like such a hard line in the collab, that's just sad. I had a feeling they would bring it back sometime, but I'm happy that it was, of course, now. Because that would suck. But all right, I'm happy they brought that back. Then what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs. Apologies, Lady Ezra. I am yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying my hand upon a complicated workings of such a contraption. It activated of its own accord, and yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Fiddling with things you don't understand usually ends with something, or you, broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. But Mentor, Lady Moses has instructed me that every moment and event, clues are hidden. That in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings and must be examined with care. Yes, and that only works if you're savvy about the knack. Hang on, did you just say mentor? I have yet to been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce you to him. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who was all but a master under whom I apprenticed. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Bro, I am so ready for the aura to just disappear. Right now. Switch. Ah, gotcha. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. No. Who are you? Goodness. Known as Bamboo-Headed Kim. Yes, that's me. Guess I should say pleased to meet you folks. At least he's hot. I guess that's there you go. Give him that. I guess you look like getting Toki. He looks like the main character from Gintama. No. All my aura is gone. I'll probably only be able to do like this next node and I'm gonna have to call it. Okay, so more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. The Bamboo-Headed Kim, I remember, was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness and with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, has been while he was distorted and sunken into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even in the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is Bamboo-Headed Kim? Yep, we double-checked with Ezra. She said he really is the same guy. Oh my lordy lordy. But just say something and it's just like... It's just... There you go. Just... At least he's hot. Can you... Okay. Can we check again, just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the sullen, serious man who we fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's frowning my face. He won't stop touching me. So it feels like he's checking out some kind of mantelpiece and ornament. Lots of ticking and talking going on. That's supposed to be the sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation would be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as Bamboo-Headed Kim. Got no idea. At least he's got a lot of facial expressions. Well, obvious, but he's very expressive. Got no idea what you folks are suspicious about. I do. Just exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They're all staring like they've seen a ghost. I told them she has no soul in her eyes. I told them you are a gallant and formidable warrior mentor. But they don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. There, don't you hear it? The faint undercurrent of disappointment in the ticking? I also told them that you are a man of few words, but of much affection for the followers under your command. I do. Yes, Mentor? That's a complete and utter lie. Man of few words is definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? Yet I spoke no falsehood. Although your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of an organization, you are much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? Oh, holy yap. No matter who it may be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him, so I refrained from mentioning any truths that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master would not be unlike spitting on his name and mine by extension. I simply had no... Nice. That shit-eating grin. He's got the Catherine grin. Why does he have that? I simply had no reason to put on airs in front of my own folks. In any case, ooh, can't you see anything if I block this part right? Do tell, how many fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. Your own folks, huh? And you have already acknowledged and accepted that you now belong to Limbus Company? Why didst thou not pay a visit to the LCE? Verily, when one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air and touchable field of grass cleareth the storm of the heart. An asset of the company is expected to act in the company's interest. Yet for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spider-Pyre. You will have to account for your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she were conducting a formal investigation, every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, that one. Bro's stupid. Like, what? Bro, he's here, but he's like 100 miles away. Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious disposition. Oh, okay. That's serious. All right, thank you. He stopped peering into my face and turned towards Otis, although his hand was still on my head. All right, clearly there is some disconnect in expectations here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all that about hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? Yeah, he's just Gintoki. What? He literally is. He literally is just Gintoki. Just with blue hair. He literally even has like the same, like there. Great, thanks. Amazing. The real disconnect was between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his mouth. What? So let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Meet the resident layabout who's forced to do his job with a frown to, I might add, only when he's got absolutely no other choice. I really am not a big shot Engdu's apparently been promoting me as, folks. And I'd very much like to stop getting roped into stuff that keeps putting my life on the line. Fine, then why did you join LCD in the first place if you'd rather be unemployed? He's the Discord user. No, never mind. They probably force you to stay. You catch on quick. First they spout this nonsense about distortions and all, and then force hired me, calling me a company-owned resource or whatever. And the other day they were again on about, what's his name? Golden Bow? Yes, they invited me on a tour to another department to listen to some important presentation. And I accepted. I thought it'd be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. And dear, there are times when your commitment to duties shines brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that I might have to squint when looking at you. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat, to shade my eyes from your utter brilliance. Oh my lord. Do you mean to say that you were in need of shield? Wait. Do you mean to say that you were in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra. Bro. He is horrified. Might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition to the budget, that is. That right there. That's what I keep telling you not to do. You can't just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. Small expenses add up a lot, you know. You gotta save up everything you can in the piggy bank while you still can, or you'll end up broke. Is there truly no room for reconsideration? No means no. Pray make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself. And no can do. Wait, what? My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort, yet I possess neither the wisdom nor knowledge to navigate the silver tongue of merchants and the maze of stalls to locate the very best item. So I must beg this favor of you. You're giving me a frickin' headache, girl. I'm aware that you and yours are no strangers to such dealings. There is no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement with the swiftness of the wind. You know what? Never mind what I said. I'll just get you what you want. You heard the gentle lady, mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. My apologies for interrupting you amidst conversation. Pray continue. You had reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. No sooner Angdu's words left her lips than her eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put my fingers on, but it was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Yeah, so that day I was just gonna relax and watch some TV. Oh my god, this dude's a bum.
This dude's a bum.
Well, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess. Let's say there's a debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah, I suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Aindu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Miss Aindu, your arms? Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Aindu's brand new prosthetic arms. The last time we saw her, Aindu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asking her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the arms, even her clothes are different now. That sword. I had these arms fitted anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious hosts and one of the LCD's teams had prepared them in advance. Evident satisfaction, Aindu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment before neatly folding back into place. Oh, such graceful smoothness. Wed to machine articulation. 'Tis as though I am beholding the marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself. Why do I struggle reading everybody else, but for some reason when I read Don Quixote's, I like, it's just completely flying. I can't even speak now. Yep, the showcase would have gone lackluster without that trademark reaction. Those are strikingly similar to Schwartz Industries' N7 lineup. How do you know this? When did you become nerd? But I thought that model was discontinued. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed in LCD's phenomena deciphering team. Oh, oops. Based on technology, the deciphering team, and they put them on her for trial. Doubt you'll find another like them. They're based on technology spun from distortions. Oh, okay. We can do that now. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to a memory. Then just as quickly, he fell silent, whatever he wanted to say next catching in his chest. Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? Oh yeah. It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memory for Sinclair, and why it cast a shadow over his face. But sorry, just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought this was the exact same model I saw back then. It appears I lack tact. These arms have stirred a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize. It's alright, I'm fine now. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it, there was a firmness that had not been there before. He really has grown a great deal. You could thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her. I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life, walking through the workshop street that day. Oh please, girl, we walked for just 4 hours. A measly 4 hours. That was nothing. While everyone was distracted taking in Aindu's new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. He was rummaging. He was rummaging through things scattered on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Anyway, what is this place supposed to be? What are all these things? It's basically a wreck now. But there are strobes in that cloth backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a photo studio? Oh, that could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place. Probably. This thing definitely looks like a camera at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hands, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery maybe? Ah, there's some kind of strip inside. Let me just pull it out. No, that's... Otis shouted a sharp warning at Sinclair, as if she had realized something. Mersault's hand shot out before she could even finish, clasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. Ooh, did I do something? Oh wait, how did I even like make that sentence up? What did I do? Exposure to sunlight damages these objects. I already pulled it out a little bit though. It can be rewound. Carefully rotate the rigid section of the cylinder. I am currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern. Oh, okay. You mean this one, right? This is the part that rotates. Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Marisol took the object from Sinclair's hand. It seems to be a film roll. There's something written on the outside. Experiment number 4. It appears to be a compact roll for a film camera. You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Marisol's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first-timer. I once received a report containing photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by N Corp are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly onto the medium, from what I've heard. What? A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, sorry, my wife passed by. But anyway, we managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. Both Ezra and I, we are both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. For all her unfaringly perky disposition, Ezra too may be carrying traumatic memories every bit as devastating as Gregor's. Does there yet remain aught deserving elimination? Did I say any of that right? Okay. Yeah, I just flipped the words somehow. Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we cleaned up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortions nearby. What is this beat, bro? I don't know, man. Just like hit a fork on a table. We're gonna make that the sound of... We're gonna make that the OST. And it didn't seem like any of the other center teams elsewhere were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking whether the distortion suppression has not in fact already been concluded. Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught up in distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's inflection point yet. Inflection point? Anywho, finding an inflection point without the team leaders around's gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help. Ezra swept her eyes around the room, the look of frustration as though she had been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection point, are you referring to the point on a graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes? Calling to mind the present context, it may less be a mathematical term and more a specialized polyseme referring to the point at which distortion occurs, the motive, intent, or indeed the point in which inflection of the mind occurs. Yep, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So in our department, we use the term to mean the source of a distortion, the inflector or cause behind it, stuff like that. You know, distortions. Bro is so colon 3. You know, distortion's hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the systems you see. What are systems? Treat the symptoms you see on the surface. I can't get over this OST, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. They cooked. The first surface on you, like. I'm sorry. It's too funny. It's too. I'm really sorry. But if you never find the root cause, the distortion's never getting solved. Though I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Your boss clock opens at a door into their fathoms or whatever, right? You mean the Dungeon of Fathoms? Yep, that's the one. From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but curing it is another thing. But you guys can just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot out of everything in there, and then ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Ugh, not gonna lie. I was so jealous when I heard about it, I almost bit my sleeve off. Verily, I had thought your team would set about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished. I'm sorry. As we are wont to do. Wait. As we are wont to do.
That sounds about right.
Was that not so? Of course not. Why would anyone come to us with a distortion suppression request if we were that simple? If it were that simple in the first place? Jesus, why? But yeah, most of the times peeps try brute force approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company or to our detective's office. That means the client this time must have been bingo. Apparently the residents of Butter Street had all chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies like the ZVI and the combat specialized fixer offices, but none of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed on to us. Meaning the distortion phenomenon related to this kind of photograph is still occurring unchecked somewhere in the streets. Exactly. That's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. Ezra gazed down at the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash gray suits and a logo on the collar of their uniform and briefcases. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Marisol was once employed by N-Corp? Jeez, that's far back. What? He used to work with those people? Yeah, he did mention that he used to work as at N-Corp. Maybe you can offer some insight. Do you know who these guys are, Marisol? Yes, manager. These are N-Corp Class 2 staff members. Given the camera briefcases in their possession, they are likely members of the pinframe team of service this close. Yep. I know how to speak of the French. Marisol recited the information as though he were pulling it from a file he had already sorted and placed in the back of the shelf in his mind. Okay, pinframe team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of N-Corp's many field departments related to the information gathering and processing. Related to information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of N-Corp's internal information, analysis of N-Corp's internal intelligence, and sorting and arranging of N-Corp's internal information and internal sector. That'd be enough. Whoa, is he a talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, anything. Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think it'll be okay if we bother him sometimes? Might be an issue for us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia. Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway. Your encyclopedia is right. They're from N-Corp's pinframe team. Seen them a few times before the N-Corp's nest. But why would people already busy enough with busy enough dealing with a nest's affairs come all the way out to a shabby back street like this? Got any guesses? I'm unable to determine that. Eh? The possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad, listing every relevant reason as to why they may have come here would require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present a determinative answer to that question. Ezra staring holes into me with an unspoken, is this dude always like this? Wouldn't pull any answers out from me, you know. Because aside from combat situations, I've still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Okay then, Marisol, maybe this will be easier to answer. From an objective point of view, and that was when I noticed something I'd never imagined would happen. Marisol's eyes widened, his gaze fixing... Wow. Fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it. Tremor season. A leveling stare that came with... There is no such thing as an objective point of view. Manager. A clipped tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. A given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectively, but ultimately all things are subjective without exception. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Marisol's reaction had caught me off guard, but I also wondered whether this response might be connected to why he would always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way to the back streets. I need to understand who he is, who he actually is, as much as I can. Because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, oh, I see, my bad, as usual. Yes, manager. I would presume that their mission was one of the following: retrieval of a video recording or recordings in violation of N-Corp's taboo, prompt elimination of a violator, contact with an informant in the backstreets collaborating with N-Corp's nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals designated by the nest. Taboo? You mean these people are taboo hunters? Nah, no way. They don't send out taboo hunters for every single violation, you know. Like, wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixture offices or employees of the department in charge. I'd say these guys here are N-Corp staff. Miss Angdu, what are you looking at? What you looking for in their pockets? I'm looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet to be hidden in the sleeve or the fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her with but a single glance, yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat. Let me take a look too. This is an employee card, and okay, this one's a wallet, so let's put that back. We don't want to be robbers. Ha! This might be it. It's an order missive. Ezra pulled out a sheet of paper from N-Corp staff's coat and read its contents aloud. Work details. Elimination of the individual of a class or a Category 3 taboo violation addressed Butter Street. This is the place. Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in the studio and the distortion phenomenon might be connected. Yeah. Now that you mention it, when that whole pop and change thing happened, it did kind of feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, half the hour arrived for my debut as a detective for Soth. Don Quixote must have been miffed for not getting to play the detective back in T-Corp. No idea where she'd been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective props that had been given to Rhodia, Ryoshu, and Honglu back then. She just stole them. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come. Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make our dejected chivalric adventurer stuff the costume away. Okay, then we should get moving too. All right. I think I will edit because I'm very tired. I don't like it so far. I think it's the first bit of emotion that we've seen from Marisol, so it's something interesting. This will be my first upload to YouTube, so if you see it, come watch me on the twitch.tv/ Papa Seal with 2 L's. Thank you for coming. Goodbye.